What's up, guys? I'm Shock Illusionist Dan Sperry, and if you're watching this, you probably have seen me somewhere or were friends or something like that. You probably have also heard about the misfortune that I've been dealing with the past few days. It's the 22nd of September right now, but in the early mornings of Thursday, September 19th, my warehouse was broken into and trashed and vandalized, and I had virtually everything stolen from me. Like everything. I was en route to Portugal for shows, which is where I'm right now, and so it wasn't until later did I get the call from my landlord in the business park area where my warehouse complex is, when they told me that my unit was broken into. The police were called, detective investigating, and all of that. And what basically happened was a guy pulled up in what we are fairly certain is a newer, like 2017 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's darker in color. Gets out, busts the front door open with what appears to be, given the damage done to the door, it appears to be a crowbar, is what the general consensus is based off of people that have seen it and photos and things that have been sent to me. And from there, went in and proceeded to start taking things and filling his Jeep Grand Cherokee to the brim. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. My warehouse is in Las Vegas. It's not in a bad area. It's the whole complex has, other various different businesses and, workshops and things like that in it. But my unit is not labeled. I don't have a sign or anything like that. There's windows, but the shades are always drawn, so you can never see in, and the windows are tinted. Not only that, some of them, like the door, I have posters backwards put over the door, so it just looks like white paper, or maybe it could be, at a glance, it could be the white blinds, sort of like what I have on the other windows. Only a very small number of people know where it is and have ever been inside. That's not to sound cool and mysterious. It's just I prefer to keep it that way because of things like this. I've been there 6 years, but without incident. So this is the first time something like this has happened. So when the guy went in, we've seen on some of the surveillance video. We don't have all of them yet, but we have a few, and we were able to see he went inside and immediately just started grabbing and going. Now, what's interesting is, obviously I'm a magician, so what was taken versus what was left is very bizarre. For example, a road case that I have, that I also use as my table when performing. I call it my sticker case or sticker box. You've probably seen it in photos or in performances. That was full of my one-man solo show, is what I call it, which is what I travel with to do quite often this time of year, especially because getting close to Halloween, I become very busy. So, for example, and then that case weighs maybe 60 pounds, and it's on casters, but wheels for people that, whatever, and it has handles, but it's very cumbersome, very clunky. So he stole that, and if he looked inside, which we believe he must have, or he knew what it was, because if you were to look inside, it would be full of these weird magic trick things that you wouldn't know what they were. You'd maybe dump it out, keep the box, and fill it with other stuff that, if this was any normal burglar, would have probably taken other things. I had 4 laptops there. All 4 were stolen. These laptops were everything from a small Asus sort of mini laptop all the way to a brand new MacBook Air. These laptops contained multimedia content and programs with multimedia content on them to run my show. If you've ever seen my show, 99% of the time it's me actually running the things happening on the screens or the music or the projections, whatever, via a little remote. That whole system is gone, and the new one that I was wanting to develop and get used to, gone. 4 laptops full of stuff and content. Some of it's going to be hard for me to recreate because a lot of the graphics and stuff that I do, I make myself, and I keep on there, and I'm gonna, you get the idea. But sorry, I was getting off track. So they took like laptops, but then also took magic tricks, because other road cases were opened and they had rifled through them. So you'd think that they would look in all the cases, and what is weird as well is I had 2 sets, like 2 copies of this solo show I just described, so that if I had to send one place, or I could leave one at a certain place while I go and travel with the other one and come back, you know, so I can kind of shuffle around 2 units of my show. Both of them were taken, so I have no show. I literally don't have a show. I have my Bird Act. That's kind of about it right now, and so the sorry, I'm getting all over the place. So things like that is what was bizarre. All of my power tools, all of my my Dremels, my DeWalt drills, a lot of my hardware that I use, it was all taken. So I can't necessarily even rebuild some of this stuff right now, or repair what they destroyed and left broken. So they took that, they took those things, but left an air compressor, a small air compressor. We're not talking a big one here, we're talking a small one. So they would take these things that clearly, if they're not in the magic industry or industry related people, in entertainment or something, they took these things, but left other things that you would imagine your typical burglar would have taken, So when this man goes in initially and starts loading up his Jeep, he's not in a rush. You can see in the videos, he's not in a rush. He's very just kind of calm, methodical about it. Not worried, pretty confident. Seems pretty confident in what he was doing, and throughout the course of, as he was taking these things, we believe it was at this time he found my spare key to my van, which is the van I have. That's a large Ford F-350 Super Duty. It's white. It's like we call it like a church van, because it kind of looks like the van that you take to church summer camp or something, I'm trying to, I had it right here, but my app closed. It's a Nevada license plate, and the plate number is 04B242. The last 4 of the VIN, sorry, I'm trying to find it again. Give me just 1 second. The last 4 of the, and it's got glass windows in the back, glass windows along the sides. Obviously, no benches. The benches are not in, so the entire back of the van was open, thus allowing it to be packed to the gills with other and more things, such as lighting and sound equipment, and more magic stuff, things that I need for, I do a weekly show every Wednesday night in Vegas. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary about a month ago, and and so is a close-up show that I've been doing here for the past year, and it's now I can't do that anymore because everything for to even do that show is now gone, and I don't have my work van to transport my equipment back and forth. I don't have any of my equipment to transport. I don't have any of my show, because besides what was inside the Jeep with the first robbery run, it was filled again the second time, as well as the van. So they got a really good heist. The VIN, the last four of the VIN are 8284. Some other identifiable features of it is there's some rust starting to form in the very front on the roof. You can see it if you're looking at it. The back has like a metal chrome bumper, but this model, this is like a 2001, also it's 2001 Ford F-350 Super Duty Econoline van. The back bumper on this style is a chrome metal bumper, but it's covered in like a gray plastic. It's got a gray plastic cover over the bumper. Well, that plastic cover is 3/4 of the way ripped off. There's a dent in that back bumper as well from when I tried to back it up to a trailer late at night in the dark by myself one night, and I obviously didn't have it lined up, and I dinged myself in the back there with that. So that's relatively identifiable. There's also a sticker, a blue. I think it has to do with dirt bikes or something. The previous owner had stuck this sticker. It's a small kind of ovally sticker, blue, white, and red sticker. Something about dirt bikes or something like that. I can't remember. I never really paid much attention to it. So that's what's most identifiable. The vans. The cemetery gate set pieces, moving lights, intelligent lighting, like intimidators, LED flat panel lighting pieces gone. Small battery rechargeable LED par cans. Proper full-size LED par cans, all this stuff gone. Candle, melted drippy candle set pieces that flicker and stuff. All of this stuff that maybe you've seen in some of these photos and seen in my show on stage. My projectors, everything is gone, and I'm asking for help right now through my GoFundMe to help me rebuild and get back to where I was before. I have never really asked for help in any sort of way like this, and when I have needed to in the past, I've always made sure to make it right, or as right as I could within my means and abilities, etc. I haven't had any of this handed to me. I didn't win the lottery. My parents don't own Microsoft or whatever. I just worked really hard and sacrificed a lot and have gone through a lot to get to where I'm at, which I'm not even that big of a deal. But it's still been a lot, and there's a lot invested, and I'm not rich. I don't have $1 billion that I can just turn around and reinvest in this. And the other problem is some things were insured, not everything, and it's a big financial tough situation right now to try to imagine trying to invest all over again, but not in little pieces over the years like I did, slowly building to what I'm gonna have to do now is basically do it all in one night, essentially, metaphorically kind of speaking, I guess. So I just need some help, really need some help, and anything that you can do is seriously and truly appreciated. Any sharing and reposting of anything that I post on social media about this situation. Appreciated beyond words. Everything everybody's been doing so far, appreciated beyond words. Hoping to have, because I fly back in a couple hours, and when I get back to the States, hoping to get the rest of the surveillance footage to help try and put it out there. There's some other stuff that I can't talk about that we know and that we have. It is kind of helpful, but I can't talk about it yet because we feel that the hard part about it is, and I don't know if I 100% agree to this. I don't know. Is that this is someone that either I know or knows of me, and knew I was leaving town, especially even out of the country, where it would, I was that place was just was sit and duck. There's security. There's a security guard that does a lap throughout the whole complex. But because I'm there so often at night and all that, and I'm doing work or whatever, he claimed that he did see something, but he didn't approach it or anything. He just assumed it was me or one of my guys there again at night, just doing some stuff or whatever, So that's unfortunate that he did not approach or get a license plate or anything. We don't have any of that information at all, unfortunately. So we have some things that I can't, like I said, talk about that are good to know, but we cannot necessarily disclose them. But we have some things that we know, and sorry to just be rambling and kind of all over. I'm sure some of you guys know what this is already and what happened already, but thank you for listening. Thank you for your help. Thank you for donations and sharing and posting and all of that. And I hope that this can get figured out and handled the best way soon. So thanks, folks. I don't know what else to say right now, so that's all I got.